Beautiful friends. I'm so excited and grateful to have each of you here today. My name is Christina, also known as the Rainbow Veil here on YouTube. I'm a psychic medium and Reiki master teacher working in the Virginia area. So this video has been requested, and it's something also that I've been experiencing. And this is something that has been going on kind of leading up until this session. So just a little quick intro. We're going to be doing a session where we are going to be obviously doing an aura cleanse like usual. But what I'd like for us to do specifically is to deal with the energy that we experience before we hit burnout. Everybody knows that experience where you can feel yourself starting to hit that point, right? Everybody knows that feeling that they get when they've been burning the candle at both ends, and you start to feel yourself. Your energy starts to go down. You're sleeping longer than usual. You're waking up exhausted. Your eating patterns might be changing. Feeling really frazzled during the day, like you don't have enough hours in the day and you're just going. And that little voice is in your head starting to say, hey, you need to slow down. Hey, you're going to get sick if you keep going. Hey, it's time to rest. So what I'd like for us to focus on today is connecting with that still little voice, our own spirit guides, our spirit team, that tells us and gives us that body awareness that it's time to rest. Hey, it's time to put that down now. If you're not enjoying yourself, it's time to put that down. Hey, if you feel like you're doing too much, it's time to delegate. Hey, it's time to rest before you get to burnout. So if burnout's here, we're here, right? So what I want us to do is to connect with that space basically where we're already starting to receive those intuitive hits from our guides. They're starting to tell us it's time to rest. We're ignoring it. Let's connect with that space that we're in basically to where we can actually say, okay, even though I might not want to stop doing what I'm doing, or even though I feel like there's so much to do, my to-do list is never ending. I have to take care of myself in this moment, and I have to pull back and give myself space and time to rest. One of the big reasons why I wanted to make this video also, as we're getting started, one of the big reasons why I took a break in making videos is because I started to experience that feeling of getting to that point where I was almost a burnout. And I started noticing that I was experiencing numbness in my body during that time. It would start in my neck, it would move down into my shoulders and into my arms. And if I kept doing what I was doing, it would go into my legs to the point where I would have to sit down. And so I finally started asking my body, what do you need? What do you need? And all I kept hearing was rest, 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 rest. So before we all get to that point where we're starting to have physical symptoms, burnout's here and we're here, let's connect with the energy of Reiki, with rest today, to call our energy back in the coming days so that we can refill our energetic cup moving forward. If this is something that you're experiencing right now, you can watch this video as often as you'd like to help refill those energetic cups till they're overflowing. But let's get started. So I have here our Archangel Michael spray. I'd like for us to call in our own internal guidance. Couple agrees. Let's call in our spirit teams, our angels. Okay, so starting behind you. Over your crown. Down your sides. Opal agrees. Down your other side. feel like just a little bit more behind your neck. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. So I have here a Tibetan singing bowl. What I'd like for us to envision, I'm just going to very gently tap this around your aura. And I want you to envision that we are tuning your frequency. Tuning your frequency to that higher vibration. Already feeling your energy starting to lighten. All right. Okay. So I have here some, I believe this is pink calcite. But I would like to start by going through each of our senses. Let's clear the senses as well as the empathic channels within your aura, just so that you can receive additional clarity regarding those intuitive hits that you receive from your own spirit guides, your internal compass. So, starting first around like the forehead, around the third eye, just pulling out what looks like a little bit of stagnant energy. Good. Okay, now to your ears. Other ear. In front of your eyes, just in front. Just clearing. Okay, taste. Excuse me. Good. Opening up your right palm now, we're going to deal with touch now. Just clearing the sense of touch. these beautiful spaces. Smells the nose. It's very gentle. I'm feeling called to go down your spine as well, so behind you. Your spine. Okay, very good. So now let's connect with your empathic channels, with those little tendrils that kind of, or little arms if you want to think of them like that. We all have like these little arms that kind of extend out of our aura, that feel into the energies around us. So let's connect with those spaces, clearing each of these channels so that when we start to feel imposed upon or starting to feel our energy starting to burn out, we can very easily pull our energy back and not be so bogged down by other people's stuff. So let's just feel around. Also feeling just a little bit of anxious energy around the crowns. We're also going to go around the crown. Good. Okay. Okay. Let's go all through your aura now. Sending in the intentions of having awareness of our energy. When our energy starts to feel imposed upon, it starts to feel a little low. hands like a little bit just down our sides. Around the hip, starting with the left hip. Right hip. Other side. So great. Underneath your feet, just removing any energy that's keeping you ungrounded. Okay. To spray just a little bit more spray. She's saying all the things today. So we have here our calming spray. For anybody who's interested, this is lavender and chamomile. It came from the Sacred TJ Maxx. So let's connect with that calming energy. And also, specifically, I'd like for us to remember with this spray, let's set the intention that this spray almost like give us like an internal warning bell when we start to reach that point where we're here and burnout is here. When we get to this point, let's set the intention that this spray start to whisper in our ear, connects with our spirit team, and those messages start to very clearly come to us. Hey, it's time to pull yourself back. Hey, it's time to rest. So, behind you. Front. Very good. So now what we're going to do, so we've been sending Reiki this whole time, but now let's send some intentional Reiki into each of the chakra points, balancing each of these spaces. We're going to start up at the crown, but I specifically want to infuse the energy of that bodily awareness. When we're feeling our energetic cups start to get low, we can pull ourselves back and become aware of that really easily without a lot of back and forth, with whether that be in our physical environment or just in our head in general. So just placing my hands up in your crown. Sending energy for the clearest thoughts. Being able to easily connect with your own internal compass and divinity when you feel your energy start to get low. Just fluffing that energy up. Now with the third eye, same thing. Just sending energy into this space for the purposes of clear discernment, intuition. Fluffing that space up as well. So now the throat. So just hovering in front of the throat, sending that really beautiful energy into the throat so that we can delegate responsibilities, ask for help, or just say, hey, I need a rest. I'm going to pass this time. Alright, moving to the heart chakra area. Just sending really beautiful Reiki energy into this space and just infusing it with the intention, I'm worthy of rest. If any of you all are like me, I was raised by parents that said you can't play until you finish all your chores. And I get why they did that, but when you become an adult, it becomes a little bit harder to stop what you're doing because there's always something to do. Just fluffing up that heart space. Balancing this space. Okay. Moving on now to the solar plexus. So this is just above your belly button. So I'm just going to hover in front of this space. Filling this place of our self-esteem and our own personal power. If you'd like, you can envision a really big water glass being filled with a really beautiful green energy, strength and vitality, unconditional love. I want you to envision that with each thing that we do in this session, we are filling that glass up until it's overflowing. This represents your energy and your energetic cup. Moving down now to your sacral. So to be respectful of your space, I'm just going to hover right here. Sending energy into your sacral chakra, your place of creativity and personal creation. Just filling that energetic cup up. Good. Got some creative lovelies out there. See all these art projects popping into my head. Okay, now moving down to our last primary chakra, we have the root chakra at the base of our spine. So just hovering over this space, sending in that really beautiful energy of unconditional love and Reiki into our place of personal safety, of groundedness. Seeing that energetic cup fill itself up till it's overflowing. Just setting the intention that you have that really clear, full of clarity bodily awareness in the coming days. So if you're feeling that energetic cup running on E, you can pull yourself back. Okay. So I have here, this is yellow jasper, the stone of good luck, prosperity. For me, it's a beautiful stone of protection. I'm just going to very gently take this all through your aura. If you'd like, you can envision your energy being covered in a golden light. Nice and gentle. Nice and gentle. She rolls around in her bed and makes those noises. She loves our sessions. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so just fluffing your aura up. Just keep envisioning that golden light surrounding your energy field, giving you that really beautiful discernment and bodily awareness to pull yourself back. You're feeling that burnout coming on, being able to very easily ask your body, what do you need? What is it that you need? Something I've been trying to do with my body is to tell it you can trust me to give you what you need. And this was definitely part of it. For you all to take a look at this disco ball. I want you to envision that there is a giant disco ball in front of you, and there's a door somewhere on the side of that disco ball. This is a little physical, energetic shield for you. You're going to watch yourself open that door on the disco ball and walk inside and shut that door behind you. And as you do, you see that there's a seat in the center. You go sit down in that seat, and now that that door is closed, your disco ball of mirrors psychically deflects any energies that are not your own, any energy of burnout, anything that drains your life force or stamina. Just envision that disco ball deflecting it all away. hope each of you enjoyed our session today. I send each of you so much love and appreciation whenever and wherever you are in our world right now.